Hello fellow YouTubers. Today's Sunday, October 21, and it's very warm and humid today. Had another 7 mil in the gauge. We're getting up to that 300 mark. Anyhow, that's enough of the weather report today, Sunday, October 21st, which I already said. Better sound better to end it off that way, doesn't it? Right, I mentioned in a previous upload about fitting an awning and over the door to the rear patio cover. It's it here. And the reason is because there's a lot of rain comes off here when you get a heavy downpour, and it backs up quickly because the end of the guttering there. It's only probably about 1.5 meters, and that drops down and flows underneath the door. You get a big puddle there. So that's why I'm putting an awning up. And yeah, I'm up high. I am. Looks like we've got some more rain coming. Yeah, be some more rain this afternoon. And a storm. Did I say that before? Probably. Yes. There we go. Right. And the reason I got the ladder is because I need to rest the awning on, because it will be fitted underneath the guttering, and there's some marks there, some texture marks. I've got to fix the back to those two uprights there. Right, and I need to rest the awning on it. Perfect. And yeah, so anyhow, now there's the awning there. I cut that off from a much wider awning that's at the back of the bike shed there, the lizard shed. So I've given it a bit of a wash, and that what I was showing you is that this section here, this piece, is mounted at the back, screwed on, and then I'll rest the awning on the ladder at the angle, so I can then make two supports like what's behind me, angle supports. I had to fix it in place. Whew, I'm sweating. Yeah, and yes, I'm a bit breathless, but the heat and humidity does that to me all the time. There's speckled honey eater at the bird bath. He's a funny bugger. He does that all the time. Flies down, has a quick dip and flies back up again. From one bird bath, back up, and then he goes to the other. Rightio, come on. You can shove that on there. Can you hold this?
That's what I'm
At the
going
front
to do.
here?
That's what I'm going to do.
Now I mentioned I needed 1.53 metres for the two arms, the two extension arms. These sort of things here. And this is an old beach umbrella frame. So I just cut out 2 pieces of those. There's a short section and a longer section. And Bob's your uncle. It'll work just fine. I just got to join those together, and then I've got to make up a couple of brackets, and I'll show you what I mean. I want to make up something like that. Actually, I need 4 for the 2 uprights of the door, and 2 for the to go into the each end of this. Now what I found was this little bit of channel in the shed, as you can see, drilled 4 holes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off down here and make a little bracket that I can slot. Here it is. The end of that will go in, and in here, bottle goes through there. Same when it fits on the door frame. Well, that's those 4 done, and the 1/4 inch hole drilled them. Now it's just a matter of cutting the end off there at 1200. You can see these are very long, and make these pieces here 330, and then join them together. No. I had to stop. I got everything done. I finished off the bracket. I had to drill holes top and bottom in each one, so they were ready to go. So everything's ready to go. There was a few spits, and it started to cloud over, and I figured I might as well err on the side of caution and go inside. So everything's ready to go. Everything's ready to fit the awning tomorrow, unless it's raining, of course. And yes, I had to get Gail to help me with the awning, and I did put a notice in there explaining why that segment was so short. And well, that's about it. It has cooled down quite appreciably. Very nice right now. Humidity's still up. Yeah, humidity's still up. Oh dear. I might just do a little bit more of a reading, and then call it quits, because I've already started to edit, and there's already 6 minutes. So, and I've been going, flapping my gums now for 1:30, so I better get going with Jeremy. She was a study of absolute piety, Jeremy thought, as she sat on the only chair alongside her sleeping husband, holding his right hand, as he and Doreen stood close to each other, directly opposite, looking on. Now you do that, don't you? And it was times like these Jeremy didn't like. It was bad enough when the patient was awake and coherent, and when I just uttered the mandatory inquiries as to their well-being, then stood around like the proverbial shag on a rock. See? And not knowing what to say thereafter. But when the patient was totally oblivious to anyone's presence, what was the point in hanging around? And Jeremy couldn't see the sense in that, not even for immediate family. Not when that person was being chauffeured home, that is. But he had to wait. But of course he would. And the longer he waited, the more impatient he had become. Wondering how many silent prayers Ruth needed to send out before she said her final, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen. And called it a night. Before he was forced to clear his throat and hope she got the message. And get a nudge in the... Unfortunately, he had to, and she did. Although Jeremy had felt it, he could have cut the air with a knife. And half an hour later, Jeremy was in bed. Alone. But why wouldn't he be? Doreen had given him the silent cold shoulder treatment for his impertinence. As they made their way from the hospital to the car park during the drive home, and had decided to stay with Ruth for a while, even though she had said she didn't have or need to, but of course she would. Jeremy had all but finished washing up. The all but was a large rectangular electric fry pan. They'd had it for years and it served them well. even though the Teflon coating had long since become a thing of a distant past. It used to be easy to clean then, but now all the food remnants stick to the base like super glue. Jeremy always half fills it with water as soon as he's finished cooking, but even then it is always an arduous task to scrub it clean, which still will before the final wash. And because it's big, cumbersome and awkward to handle, it seems to Jeremy that its very presence must be somewhat foreboding and malevolent, at least as far as the other members of the family are concerned. Doreen doesn't like drying it, and the kids, but on those rare occasions they do dry, always stand back hoping the other will take it on. And if all else fails, one will remind the other that it was they who dried the last thing, so it's only fair the other should dry the pen. My boys were like that. But on this day, just like about every day of just another day, Jeremy washed and dried the pan himself. But he was never truly happy with the end result. The two chunky plastic handles had nooks, crevices, chinks, hollows and fissures that defied access, and subsequently the frigging thing never actually received a thorough clean and dry. Still, just like it was with many things in Jeremy's life, there wasn't a goddamn thing he could do about it, and he wouldn't lose any sleep about it. Sleep over it. No, he wouldn't lose any sleep over it. Like he would with a piece of foil, and sometimes with other things. And besides, at least the cooking area was always spotlessly clean. And that's all that really mattered. But then, Jeremy wouldn't have it any other way. But of course, he wouldn't. Oh yeah, that's like I said, it's only going to be a short reading, just to keep you up to date. And yes, my dear friend Carla was right about dark colours of making the lighting darker. Because when I was wearing the blue shirt, the lighting was much better, but the blue shirt's in the wash. So thank you, Carla, for that tip. Maybe I need to have a poncho or something I can just throw over. Yeah. Serape, a la Clint Eastwood, spaghetti westerns. Anyhow, I want to thank you for watching. God, I'm dry. And listening. And until next time, bye for now. Oh, and thank you, Glenn, for letting me know that you received the package. I knew you would let me know, but it's good you received the package and you're very happy with it. And I hope you enjoyed reading it. And as I said in a comment, that if the damaged page is unreadable, just let me know and I'll send you the whole PDF file, the complete novel, by email. If you want it, that is. No worries, mate. Later, gators. Uru.